Welcome to our new chapter, motion. In this chapter, we are going to discuss what is motion, how to describe the motion of an object, then how to measure the rate of motion of an object, different physical quantities like distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration, then graphical representation of motion, equations of motion, and circular motion. So first we are going to discuss what is motion and how to describe the motion of an object. So if we look around, we can see different types of objects like plants, animals, cars, trains, etc. In these, some of them are at rest or in motion. Then, how can we say that a body is at rest or in motion? For that, we need a reference point. I think it's a new term for it. So let us see what is a reference point. For example, a person says that a bus is moving. In this case, the bus is changing its position with respect to the person. So person is a reference point in this case. Take another example. Consider our school is 5 kilometers away from our home. So in this case, we measure the position of our school from our home. So here, home is the reference point. So we can conclude to describe the motion of an object, its position should be measured. Then it is measured from a fixed point or a fixed object. So this fixed object or fixed point is known as reference point. So we can define a reference point as it is a fixed point or a fixed object with respect to which the given body changes its position. Then it is also known as origin. Then now we can define what is state of motion and state of rest. What is state of motion? If an object changes its position with respect to its surroundings in given time, then it is said to be state of motion. Then motion is always observed and measured with a point of reference. Then what do you mean by state of rest? If an object does not change its position with respect to its surroundings in given time, then it is said to be in state of rest. Next, distance and displacement. These are the two physical quantities used to describe the motion of an object. Generally, distance and displacement are used in the same sense, but these quantities are quite different in physics. So let us discuss about the differences between distance and displacement through some examples. So you know what is distance. Distance is the total path length covered by an object, or is actual path length covered by an object. But displacement is the shortest straight line path between initial and final position. So consider this figure. Here the object starts its journey from point A and finally it reaches point B through C and D. So here the path length ACDB gives its distance. So you learned displacement is the shortest straight line path between initial and final position. So in this picture, A is the initial position and B is the final position. So the straight line path AB gives its displacement. In displacement, the direction of motion is always from initial position to final position. So in this case, the direction is from A to B. Then, as you can see, the distance depends on the path of an object, but displacement does not depend upon path of an object, because to calculate displacement we consider only its initial and final position. Let us consider another example. Here, a man moves from point A to point B, then to point C, and finally to point D as shown in figure. Then what is the distance and displacement traveled by the man? Let's calculate. So distance is the total path length. So to find distance, we have to add AB, BC and CD. Then you will get 130 meter. So meter is the unit of distance. Then how to find displacement? So displacement is the shortest straight line path between initial and final position. So in this moment, A is the initial position and D is the final position. So the straight line path AD gives its displacement. So here AD is equivalent to BC. So displacement is 30 meter. Then what is the direction of motion of an object? So here from A to D. Then in another way we can say it is to north. So here you can see distance is 130 meter. Then displacement is 30 meter to north. So here distance is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. But displacement is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and a direction. Take another example. So here a boy starts his journey from point A and finally he reaches the same starting point A through B, C and D. So here distance is 60 meter. Then what is displacement in this case? Here you can see the initial and final position are same. So displacement is 0. So please remember this point. If initial and final position are same, then the displacement will be 0. Here is the next example. This example is taken from our textbook that we are referring. O is the reference point. That means here the object starts its journey from point O. So at first the object moves through C, B and reaches point A. Then it moves back along the same path through B. Then it reaches point C. Then what is the distance in this case? So in this moment O is the initial position and C is the final position. So to find distance we have to add OA and AC. Then how to find AC? Then AC is OA minus OC. Then what is OA? OA is 60 kilometer. Then OC is 25 kilometer. Then here distance is 95 kilometer. Then next we have to find magnitude of displacement. Then what is magnitude? Magnitude means the numerical value of physical quantity. Okay. So to find displacement we have a relation, that is final point reading minus initial point reading. Here final point reading is 25 kilometer. Then initial point reading is 0. So 25 minus 0, that is 25 kilometer. So from this example we can conclude 95 kilometer is not equal to 25 kilometer. That means the distance is not equal to the magnitude of displacement. Then also we can prove the magnitude of displacement is less than the distance traveled by the body. So let us consider another motion of an object. So in this case the object moves from O to A. So in this case O is the initial point and A is the final point. So to find distance we have to measure the length OA. So here OA equals 60 kilometer. Then magnitude of displacement. What is magnitude of displacement? So we consider the equation, that is final point reading minus initial point reading. So here final point reading is 60 kilometer, then initial point reading is 0. So 60 minus 0, 60 kilometer. So from this we can conclude the magnitude of displacement can be equal to the distance traveled by the body. Then take another motion of an object. So in this case, the object moves through C and B and it reaches point A. Then it moves back along the same path and it reaches the same starting point. That means here the initial and final position are same. So what is distance? OA plus AO, that is 60 plus 60, that is 120 kilometer. Then what is displacement? Here 0. Why? Because the initial and final position are same. So let's summarize the differences between distance and displacement. So distance is an actual path length or total path length covered by an object, but displacement is the shortest straight line path between initial and final position. Then distance is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. Then displacement is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and a direction. Then distance depends upon the path of an object, but displacement does not depend path of an object. Then distance can only have positive values, but displacement can be positive, negative or 0. The last point, distance magnitude is always greater than or equal to displacement. Then the magnitude of displacement is always less than or equal to distance. Next we are going to discuss types of motion. So we already learned types of motion in junior classes. According to the nature of the moment, we can classify motion into rectilinear motion, circular motion, periodic motion, etc. Rectilinear motion can be divided into two types, uniform motion and a non-uniform motion. Then what is uniform motion? If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then it is said to be uniform motion. So consider this table, and this table shows uniform motion of a car. Then why it is called uniform motion? Let us discuss about it. So as we can see here, the car covers 10 meter in the first 5 seconds, another 10 meter in the next 5 seconds, then again 10 meter in the next 5 seconds, and so on. So here the car covers a distance of 10 meter in each 5 seconds. So it is in uniform motion. So here the car covers equal distances in equal intervals of time. So it is in uniform motion. Then what is non-uniform motion? If an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then it is said to be non-uniform motion. So here you can see a car covers 5 meter in the first 5 seconds, then 15 meter in 10 seconds, then 20 meter in 15 seconds, and so on. So here the car covers different distances, that means unequal distances in equal intervals of time. So it is a non-uniform motion. Next we are going to discuss how to measure the rate of motion of an object. So here we have two physical quantities to measure the rate of motion of an object. They are speed and velocity. Then what is speed? Simply we can say how fast you are traveling. Then speed is defined as the distance traveled by an object in unit time. Then the units of speed are meter per second, kilometer per hour, then centimeter per second. So in this, the SI unit of speed is meter per second. Then higher unit of speed is kilometer per hour. Then speed is a scalar quantity because it has only magnitude. The next, types of speed. So speed may be uniform speed, non-uniform speed or average speed. Then what is uniform speed? If an object covers equal distances in equal intervals of time, then the speed of an object is said to be uniform. What is non-uniform speed? If an object covers unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then the speed of an object is said to be non-uniform speed. The next, average speed. You know, in most of the cases, the object moves with variable speed. Therefore, we have to describe the rate of motion of such objects in terms of their average speed. Then it is defined as the ratio of total distance traveled by the body to the total time taken. Let me conclude my topic. So here you have some questions for practice. So please do it in your physics notebook. So first question is, can displacement be zero even when distance is not zero? Then second question, a cyclist travels a distance of 4 km from A to B and then moves a distance of 3 km at right angle to AB. Find his displacement and total distance traveled. Then last question, an object travels 16 meter in 4 seconds and then another 16 meter in 2 seconds. Then what is the average speed of the object? Thank you.